Hey guys, what's up? I just want to talk about Anime Fest and how awesome it was. I don't know, it was like first year going, first year volunteering there, second convention in total, and my first one was Acon. It was pretty cool, I guess. Kind of hectic and crazy at times, but it's a convention, like anime convention. What you expect? But yeah, I was excited to go for Anime Fest. I worked the dealer defense squad, and I don't know. I only went 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. I had to leave this morning because my dad said I was lacking sleep. But it's cool. I can survive. I won't die of exhaustion. I don't think I will, but oh well. But yeah, I just kind of want to talk about what went on and stuff. Um, well, on Saturday I had a shift at 2, so I was just getting ready and stuff. I got there a little bit late because downtown's a bit confusing, with all the one-way streets and stuff. I finally get there. I go to the ops area, ask them for my badge, and I had to fill out some paperwork. And they didn't even have the form, so I had to wait like 20 minutes for them to print that out. And then when they finally did get it out to me, I had to get my apparent signature, so I had to wait like an hour for my brother to come back from his place to come downtown, him sign the papers, and then I finally got my badge and stuff. Showed up 2 hours late to my shift, but Dennis, yeah, he's a really cool guy. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever met him, but he's pretty cool. Yeah, he just said I just had to work off those hours, so I did that. Just protected the dealer's room, watched people, make sure they didn't steal crap. Yeah, it was interesting. I did sleeper duty, which is, they put you in a room, lock it, and you have to protect all the merchandise and stuff, and make sure no one enters. I did that. It was freaking cold over there, like no joke. I was just freezing and stuff, but it was decent because one of the guys I was working with brought his PS3, and we stayed up all night playing Tekken and Call of Juarez and stuff. Pretty cool. The next day, Sunday, I went home for breakfast. Came back. I was just pumped. I was ready. But I brought my hoodie and stuff. Worked like 2 to 6 shifts, and Dennis just told me, hey, we don't need you anymore. You worked off all your hours. You're free to go. And I thought it was pretty cool. I still wanted to work and stuff, but now that I'm free, I could do whatever the hell I want. So immediately after that, I just wandered around, just met some new people. It was funny. I sat down by these group of kids and hey, come join us and stuff. And I did, and it was some funny conversations and stuff. It was crazy. Some drunk dude approached us and stuff. They left, and then after that, I went to the gaming room because I was bored. Saw my friend Zach from Acon, and his I think his brother, I'm not sure, Grim. And Zach took off, stayed with Grim. He bought a Magic the Gathering deck, and then some dude showed up and helped him build a deck and taught him how to play and stuff, which was pretty cool. I just stood by, just listening and stuff. But after that, I just started wandering around and stuff, and it was late at night, around 10 and stuff. I got in line for the raves, chilled and stuff. Rave Ninja came up to me. He was like, hey, take care of all the glow sticks and crap. I'm like, okay, I'll do that. And next to me, there were these 2 girls. Well, it was 4 of them, but I was 2 that that caught my attention. Because the boot warmers and all the bright neon-y colors and stuff. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I started talking to them and stuff, and we're just waiting for the rave to start because the cosplay competition was taking longer than usual. But after that, my first rave, I go in there, I'm all pumped up and shit, and the music wasn't like that awesome, but I'm like, oh, who gives a fuck? It's my first rave, so I just like started going all out, just raving and shit. I go out because I'm like, you know what, like I don't really feel like doing that anymore, and I want to check to see if I can crash in the dealer's room. I go out, I see those two rave girls again, and I finally like get like actually like talk to them and stuff, you know, like conversate with them, get to know who they are. And as I'm doing that, these other two dudes approach them, and I don't know, their approach is sort of like weird and stuff. It was pretty obvious that they were hitting on the girls, and they took off. I'm like, shit. So I'm like, you know what? They're not here anymore. Might as well go down to this room, see what Dennis wants. I did that, and he told me like we don't really need anyone else. So I was like, fuck, I can't like crash there. So I go back to the rave. I see the two rave girls again, and I just chill with them for a while. They're pretty cool. They're bad. I'm not gonna like tell the like the real name and stuff, but the names are like Strawberry and Raspberry. Chilled with them, and Strawberry's little sis was there too. And I don't know, we were just chilling, kicking back, talking and stuff. And it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. They had to go. I escorted them and stuff, because shit, I don't want anything happening to them. Man, that would suck, going to Akon, having shit happen to you. And I don't know, just naturally protecting the people, I guess. So I did that, and for the next like couple hours, just hell, because like I'm trying to like stay awake and stuff and not pass out. It sucked because I was like sitting down by the tower parking. Like there's a whole bunch of couches and crap. I was just sitting there, and I don't know, my eyes was like closed and stuff. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta stay up, I did that for 30 minutes. I'm like, screw this, I gotta keep on moving. Go by the coffee poster on luncheon area or whatever. Sit down over there. Same thing happens over there. It's worse because there are people around. They're like, what the hell, It's like shit. So after that, I just randomly wandered between the main level, top level, and lower level, just like walking and stuff. Eventually I'm like, screw this, so I go by I go by the dealer's room and I crash like by there, and then Dennis gets there and he's like, oh, what's up? Shoot, like, and then after that my dad's like, he texted me like, I'm picking you up at 8, like, no excuses, you can't stay there. I was kind of mad because I never got a chance to get the rave girls' numbers and stuff, but it's whatever, I guess. Hopefully I'll see them at Akon or some other con. Which reminds me, I know this is gonna sound like, I don't know, honestly I preferred Anime Fest to Akon. I mean, there wasn't like it wasn't a huge variety of things to do really at Anime Fest, but it was more controlled and shit. And Akon was just like insane, whole bunch of drama within my department that year. They hired some hobos off the street, and that was a bad idea, because I'm pretty sure one or more of them stole shit from the dealer's room, and that day they called us all up and had to search all our crap, and 100 people in the small little ops rooms that we have, it's just fucking hot, so I'm up there dying and shit. Everyone else is like in line, like, holy shit, what the hell, this is like ridiculous. And and it just sucked because I knew I had a bad feeling about them from the start. They came out, I was like, what the fuck, don't hire them, please. Whatever you do not hire them. But no, she did, and yeah, all this crazy shit happened. I ended up seeing 2 of them at Anime Fest, and I'm like, fuck this shit, I seriously hope I'm not working with you guys. Luckily they were in some other department, so I was like, okay, sweet. Shoot, it was, I don't know, overall it was pretty awesome. Definitely gonna do it again, volunteer because I'm broke. um, what else? I just want to say, um, it was just like an awesome time just being there. Being a part of like Anime Fest, meeting new people. That was pretty awesome. You know, just meeting people from like different areas and stuff, Louisville, Garland, and everything. Just kicking back and having a good time. Um, I don't know. I'm probably gonna go IkiCon or Ulicon. You know, soon. Hopefully, I want to. But if I can't, oh well. Let's see anything else. Oh yeah. If you guys have the chance, yeah. I was in the judge room and I stopped at one of the little booths and stuff, and this girl, her name is Susan. She was running a booth that had like little animal hats and stuff, and I really liked it. It was pretty cool, and she was really nice and welcoming and stuff. So I guess I'll do this as like a small favor for her. Not a favor, just advertising, I guess. But like whenever you guys have the chance, go to basic.com. That's BASIIK. Oh, not .com, .net, and just check it out. Like, she makes this, like, she and the other people she works with hand makes this stuff. So we're getting good stuff. You get a love in every stitch. Just saying. But yeah, just check it out. Yeah, I'm positive. Oh, I'm not gonna say that. Just check it out. You might like it, you might not, but just check it out, and then you'll see. That, and I don't know, just have a good time, I guess, at the next convention you guys decide to go to. Shoot, like I said, I'm trying to aim for IkiCon. I know it's in Austin, but shoot, I totally want to go there and have a fun time for New Year's and shit. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Shoot, just I guess comment on this video and say what you did. Comment what you did at Anime Fest and stuff. Comment on the rave. The rave was a little bit whack, like the one on a Sunday. Yeah, that's the one I went to. I heard the Saturday one was crunk, but the Sunday one sucked. So, just hit up this video and stuff, alright? Deuces.